Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Coleman, Executive Director for Bellingham SeaFeast, and today this is the first episode of Kiss with Kevin. Over the past year and a half, I've had a lot of people come to me asking me about how to do certain seafoods, how to make certain dishes, and I thought, why not just come to my kitchen and we can do some stuff together. So today we are going to be making a shrimp sushi bowl with cucumber. From our friends at Icy Fresh Seafood, and they supplied the shrimp and everything, and I'm looking forward to creating something with you. So let's get started. So first and foremost, what we've done is we've defrosted these jumbo shrimp that we get from Icy Fresh Seafood. What we need to do is we need to now peel these. Everybody has their own way of doing it, and no way is right way or wrong way. It's how you feel comfortable doing it. For me, I have a little pair of scissors. And what I like to do is I like to cut down the side here, or on the top, I should say, and then allow this to butterfly. What this does, it allows me to take out all the meat and pull it out, and then I pop the tail off. Boop. And what this does is it also deveins them, and you don't have any of the stuff on the inside here, like any of the goo or anything. So all that has been removed. So we do that with all of the shrimp. It doesn't really take that long. Once you've got them cut, it takes hardly any time to peel them out, get them on the table, and then get them into our teriyaki dressing is what we're going to do next. I've already pre-cut all of these, so that way it's easier to just do them all in one, and then it's just easy to put them into a dish and to marinate them for a few minutes. Don't throw away any of the shells, because the shells can be used for other things like a stock or to make like butters or anything. I love making shrimp butter, and that's possibly something we'll do in a future episode. But it's really important to hold on to these things because you can make great stock, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. I don't like anything to go to waste. Now, once these are deveined and peeled, I go ahead and I take the shrimp carcasses, this right here, and I save it. I can even refreeze it with other shrimp heads or anything like that and add it to an eventual stock, but you can refreeze these and use it at another time. You don't have to use them right away. Now that we have the shrimp deveined and butterflied, you can see that they're really robust and big. They're really, really big. I'm gonna take this bowl and I'm just gonna put all of these in here. I'm not gonna cut them up or anything like that. And then I'm gonna take some teriyaki sauce. And I don't use a lot of teriyaki sauce because a little goes a long way. We just wanna kind of cover these shrimp so they can marinate for a few minutes while I get the rice going. And you can just let them sit on the counter for a few minutes just so that they're at room temperature. You don't want to get them too cold. I find that whenever they get too cold, they don't want to cook as well and don't absorb as much flavor. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to make our rice. You can use a sticky rice. You can use a long grain rice. It's really what you have in your cupboard. So you don't have to be too picky with this dish. What I generally do is I take 1 cup of rice to 1 cup of water in my Instapot. For those of you who do not have an Instapot, I encourage you to get one. It's super easy to use and it cooks things fairly fast. It took me a long time to use an Instapot because I love cooking and I love the depth and the time it takes to do good cooking, but you can get away with some of this with an Instapot. My Instapot, her name is Suzanne Sugarbaker, and if you've ever watched Designing Women, you will understand that she's a nice Southern woman. So we're gonna just pop this into Suzanne, and then we're gonna get a cup of water. We just put it in here. 1 cup of water. I add just a little bit of butter so that way it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan too much. And then drop that in, give it a stir. Close her up. And then there's a rice button. Push it. That's all you have to do. It's that simple. And this will pressure and cook within about 10 to 12 minutes. So you can work on other stuff while this is going on, not even have to worry about anything. See, there we go. Now we are gonna prep the veggies. It is really that simple. You're gonna have a cucumber and a carrot. What you're gonna do is you're gonna julienne the carrot, so you have these stripes right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of rice vinegar to the julienne carrot, so it gives a little bit of flavor when you are cooking with that. And just mix those up. So when we make the cucumber boat, these will go on top of the rice, and we'll show you how to do that here soon. Now we have the cucumber. You cut off the end, you cut off the other end, and you cut it in half. That simple. Then what you do, is take a spoon, you get all the seeds out, everything out. You can see what I'm doing here. And I like to make the boat a little bit thicker so you can take some of the meat out of the cucumber itself. You can also use the excess too, if you like the seeds and stuff like that, to make it into tzatziki. You have to dry that out. And see, you can see these seeds in here. You want to get rid of all that, so that way you're basically just having the cucumber itself taste. You don't want to have a lot of the seeds in there. And you can see right there how it makes a nice little boat, a cucumber boat. Okay, now we have the cucumbers that are done. I can hear Suzanne cooking over here. She's doing a great job. She's getting ready to kick on to her 10 minutes. So we have our cucumbers, our julienne carrots that are now absorbed the vinegar. Now we're gonna cut up some nori. Super simple, super easy. And what I like to do is I like to just cut them in strips. And you can use a knife. You can even use scissors if you want to. And it's okay if it does rip because you can piece it in there. So you have 4 strips of nori. You can add more nori if you like. So Suzanne just popped, so she's at 9 minutes now. We're gonna get her counting down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kick on the stove here. Okay, so Suzanne's cooking. We're down to 8 minutes. We've been marinating these for a few minutes as well. So we're gonna cook these shrimp while this is cooking, and by the time everything wraps up, it'll be good to put together. So we're gonna put them on skillet. As you can see, I've got it heated up now. I like the jumbo shrimp because of the fact that it's like a mini lobster, and they're absolutely delicious. They're different than other type of shrimp that I have had. I like the way that they have a very robust flavor and a very meaty flavor without it being overly seafood tasting, if that makes sense. We've got the cucumber boat, we have our julienne carrots, we have our nori, we have our rice that's cooking, and we have our shrimp. That's it. It's really that simple. It's assembling these and then putting some yum yum sauce on it. And you can see our shrimp really becoming beautifully colored. And you can tell the coloring's changing, so you can tell that they are becoming done. You can tell that teriyaki added a little bit of that char in it. It gives that nice tangy taste. The taste, the flavor, everything is great in these shrimp. They're just absolutely fantastic. So we've got all of our ingredients set up. We are going to release the pressure on Suzanne. And when this pops, that means that it is released, the pressure's been released, and we can open it up, then transfer the rice to a bowl, and then start making our cucumber bowls. So we can open up Suzanne now. And you can see inside here, the rice. It's pretty easy to make, doesn't take that much, and you don't need a lot of rice to make these. I have found that in order to make like 2 cucumbers, it typically takes around 1 cup of rice. Now we have all of our ingredients together. We got our cucumber, we have our carrots, we have our nori, we have our rice, and we have our shrimp. What we're gonna do now, first things first, is we're gonna add our strip of nori to this. Okay, you can see right there. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna help us protect that cucumber from getting too hot from the rice. And then what I like to do is I like to put little rice in at a time. It's actually really good to get Families involved with this type of dish because it's great for kids to learn. It's also a healthy dish for kids. And it's fun to do as a family or with a group if you're doing like a cooking class or something along those lines. This is a great simple little dish. So as you can see, we have this one boat that has the rice and everything in it. I like to smush it in a little bit so that way it's compacted down in there. Then what I do is I mix up our carrots that we've had sitting in rice vinegar, and I just put those on top. Really, really simple. Then we'll take a couple shrimp, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add those onto here. That simple. Then your yum yum sauce, which is the sriracha and mayo mixture, you can just drizzle that on. And then I like to add black sesame seeds, as well as toasted sesame seeds. And that's it. You're done. I hope that you can make this at home. Try it out. And also send us your recipes. Send us your pictures. We would love to know how you're doing. But we want to show you that these things are easy to do, that they don't take a lot of time, and that you can get a lot of the stuff that you already have in your fridge. And if you don't, it's not a high cost item. So I encourage you to try this out. Try it with your family and friends. Enjoy it. And until next time, you've been watching Kiss with Kevin.